I'm about to turn my office into the Micro Machines video game in real life.
Welcome to CK4RC.
Welcome back to the channel. Now, I don't know about you all, but one of my favorite games growing up was the Micro Machines video game on the classic Nintendo Entertainment System. There's something about that game. It was just so fun and so satisfying. It is still one of my favorite racing games of all time. So, I was hunting around on the good old interwebs to see what I could come up with. And I came up with this guy. This is a 64 scale off-road buggy RC. It's got a turbo boost button. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it's tiny and it's off-road. So I'm gonna set up some obstacles on my desk and we're gonna run it and see how quick it is, how capable it is, how fun it might be. And since they keep making me come back to work, then I mean, I'll keep coming, but I'll keep finding fun things to do and I'll keep filming it. So thanks for coming back. Let's get into the car a little bit. So what we're looking at here is a Micro Terrain Titans. And from what I could find out online, this thing actually came out about 14 or 15 years ago. And it was released as an Air Hogs vehicle. There's no Air Hogs or Spin Masters logo on here anymore, so it looks like that time has come and gone. And so now it is just a generic branded Micro Terrain Titans. But look at this thing though. It's got Micro RC action with off-road suspension. And that off-road suspension consists of a swing arm on the rear. Now they have this shock that is molded on the front end right here, very reminiscent of the RC racer, buggy racers from yesteryear, as you can see on the image here. That's just molded, that doesn't do anything, but it does look like there's some tiny little shocks back behind the wheels. And speaking of wheels, that one looks jacked up. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. Anyway, it does require 3 AAA batteries. Luckily, I come packing. So let's get this thing out of the box and see what it's capable of. So here's what we're working with. It does have the little swing arm suspension on the rear end right there. You can see that swinging and arming. And then it does have these little shocks on the front. And I did manage to get the front tire somewhat back in place, but as you can see, the front suspension does actually work a little bit. Now it's not independent, so when one side goes up, the other side kind of goes down, but that's there. So it actually does have a little bit of an off-road suspension as advertised. And then here's the transmitter. I'm going to call it a remote because calling this a transmitter seems generous. Pop open the side over there. There's your charging plug. And then the charging port is just right there on the bottom of the car. So you plug that bad boy in, charge it for a few minutes, it runs for a few minutes, and then that is that. You can already bet and guarantee, and you would be correct, that this is 2.4 gig because, come on, everything's 2.4 gig. This little extra button right here, that's the turbo button. So I'm curious to see what kind of little bonus oomph that gives. And then this right here, I kind of like that they have the molded battery pack molded into the side here, sticking out the sides. So that's kind of a neat little touch. So overall, I really like the look of this thing, man. It really has that classic kind of Tamiya feel, however you want to say that. Just that really classic buggy feel to it, and that's pretty cool, man. So I am going to charge this thing up, and then we will make some obstacles on my desk and have a little bit of fun. Okay, let's get a quick speed run out of this thing and see what it's capable of here. That took a lot more effort than I want to admit, but it's back, it's running. and I'm going to try to keep it away from... Oh, are you serious? So here's my rescue mission. I have an Ethernet cord and a paper clip, and I'm going to just try to fish this thing out of here the best I can, which that's what I had to do last time, and eventually it worked. So we're gonna see if I can get it this time and have maybe any similar luck. All right, I got it hooked. I got it hooked. Don't blow it. Don't blow it, don't blow it, don't blow it. Got it. Okay, so I've got a little obstacle course set up here. Let's see what it's capable of doing. So here we go. Not capable of that, I guess. All right, see if we can hit it in a little bit of backwards here. Not sure that's really what I was going for. It is not the easiest to control. There's a whole lot of slop in the front wheels, if you can see. There's just all over the place. So the steering is not the most accurate. There's also a big delay. Look at this. Watch the delay in the controls. You hear that? And the steering is not the best. So clearly I've left the office because I was able to get down to the lake house, which has a pool table, and that is just going to be a great obstacle course for the little buggy, with the slalom of doom right back over here. Let's see how it does. In 3, 2, 1, go. The slalom of death is getting the best of this little buggy. The turning radius is a problem. Specifically, turning to the right. Turning to the left, not so bad. Turning to the right, bad. Around the last ball, across the line, and then just for giggles, let's see. That is just not going to get the job done. Oh, ah! So what are the pros and cons with this little guy? Well, we've got a few, and let me tell you about them. First, I don't need that. The finger is bigger than the car itself. So first of all, the styling. If you like this type of buggy, the styling is fantastic. Also, for an RC of this scale, the fact that it does have an actual working suspension, it's not the greatest, but of all the micro RCs I have that are this super small scale, this is probably the best suspension I've seen on any of those rigs. So I say rigs, toys. So the suspension, the design, a fast charge time. You plug it into the remote right here and it charges within 5 minutes, and you get a fairly decent runtime out of it. So those are the pros. The cons, it is not the fastest. The turbo button actually didn't do a single thing that I could tell. And the turn radius is trash. Trash. So, would I recommend this micro RC for this price range? Or should you pass on this?
Well, let me tell you, if you have $20 laying around that you don't know what to do with, and you are a fan of old school buggies, you'll probably enjoy it. Otherwise, probably give it a pass. So while the RC might be a hard pass, this shirt is not a hard pass. Go to onlyrcs.com, pick up this awesome shirt with a whole bunch of other awesome shirts, banners, cups, all the good stuff. Use my discount code. I'm going to drop it down in the description like I always do. In the meantime, hit that quadfecta before you go. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Bowling ball of death in the corner pocket. Nailed it. Keep doing RC stuff, and I'll see you next time.